Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Cardfight Vanguard Chronojet deck profile for the end of March 2018. I wanted to bring you guys this deck profile for a good while now since the release of GPT-14 Divine Dragon Apocrypha. I would say it's the full max capabilities of the Chronojet deck with the new Chronovisor Heritage and the new Chronojet and Chronodron Z. All very, very good cards that add to the mechanic as a whole and just the whole deck in general. So let's go ahead and get started. So for the Stride Zone, I run one Chronovisor Heritage. You really only need one of this card because he is kind of your game winner. With its ability, you choose 4 other face-up Zodiac Time Beasts from your G-Zone and turn them face down. And when this unit is put into your G-Zone from Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, you get an additional turn. Skip the ride phase of that additional turn, and at the beginning of the main phase, you stride this card on your Vanguard. So potentially you could do it twice. It would just require a lot of strides, and by then you're kind of hoping you won already with that. So the main thing you have to remember is just to set up your Stride Zone early game with all the Zodiac Time Beasts that you want to flip down. Again, very easy since we have plenty of strides that unflip themselves for 2 face up, and G-Guard as well now that is a Zodiac Time Beast. And I also run one Interdimensional Dragon, Beyond Order Dragon. For the late game, if you have GB8 and you'd find this as the better alternative. I like to run just one of this card. If you have Dust, I would recommend taking this card out and putting Dust in instead. I just don't have Dust, obviously. Otherwise, I would run that card instead as the alternative, just for better ability support, but still like it in there for the option. And then for the bigger Zodiac Time Beast strides, I run 4 Chrono Dragon Gear Next. He is your restander with second plus drive effect and plus 10 power for just putting back Zodiac Time Beast units. Very nice second stride after you set up the GB4 for his second effect, because much better to go for the triple drive and then attack for twin drive, and then, than to just have the single drive with no power. And in a very easy cost as well, with just Zodiac Time Beast being put back from your hand or field. So much pressure given with this guy. And first turn stride, definitely enjoy going into Metal Pulsar Avenir Phoenix. With this, you call Zodiac Time Beasts to the field by turning one of him up and counterblasting. In his GB3, all your Zodiac rear guards, Time Beast ones get plus 2,000, so another additional power option, especially if you have like 9Ks that are attacking that need to hit grade 3 options. Hitting for the 11K can matter at times, so that GB3 option is very nice as well. And I also run 2 Metal Pulsar Split Pegasus. This is for basically once per turn, flip face up and then put a unit on the field that you have back into the deck and call 2 units with 1 grade less than that. So good field setup early game if you need be. If you already have sort of a field setup, you want to go hard for the game. And the GB effect from the G Zone during your turn. If this card is face up, all Zodiac Time Beast units in your front row get plus 1,000. So continuous G Zone effect, which is always nice to rely on too. And all these cards are Zodiac Time Beasts, so they all work with setting up for the visor play as well. And then for the G-Guardians, I run 2 Pulsar Saver Elishu. With her, you Soul Blast. When this unit's placed on guard circle, if the number of cards in your bind zone is 1 or more, you may pay the cost. If you do this until the end of that battle, this unit gets plus 5,000. If you have 5 or more, it gets plus 15. So a plus 20 shield, ideally. Very, very strong to guard with. And all you need to do is Soul Blast. Uluru puts back cards, so she's still that good option as well. But this is good because she's a Zodiac Time Beast. So if you use 2 of her in the 1 stride, you already have your Chronovisor play all set up. And speaking of Uluru, 1 Time Maiden of Eternity Uluru. You can even flip her up with this Uluru, so having that face up already and still using the benefits of this one for plus 5 shield for everything in your G-Zone can help late game definitely. And one of the original Uluru G-Guards just to put back cards for that plus 5 shield if you don't have any soul to work with. And moving on to the main deck, I run 4 Chronojet Dragon Z. This is the main grade 3 you'll want on your Vanguard. It has a bind, a grade 3 Zodiac Time Beast from your drop zone. to pay the cost for stride, so you can use them up early game for different abilities, other strides, and still have that late game if you use your hand up. And the other effect is you Soul Blast when your G unit strides. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of any player's rear guard, put it on the bottom of the deck, and if you put one card, search your deck for one Zodiac Time Beast with grade +1. So take care of your pesky opponent rear guards as well, and gain your own rear guards as a benefit. It's not so much a time leap, but the deck doesn't really focus on that anymore. It just searches out Zodiac Time Beasts and strong pressure plays from the field as well as building up rear guards. And I run 2 backup Chronojet Dragon G. This is just for backup options if you need for the Vanguard circle to guarantee that most of the time you'll get your Vanguard that you want, and plus works very well with Drawn Z as well, because with the 6 you basically have your guarantee to hit the Chronojet for your Vanguard with its check top 5 search play. And then for the last of the backup grade 3 is 1 Pulsar Replenish Kotal. When this unit is placed on rear from your deck, if you have a Zodiac Time Beast Vanguard, this unit gets plus 3,000 to the end of the turn. If you don't have any face-up cards in your damage zone, you countercharge 1. So if you use Z's effect to put back a grade 2, either this or also Pulsar Pro Sheep are your best targets to go for the call to rear guard. This has a counterblast 1, bind face up, draw a card, choose a card from your drop zone, bind and face up effect. So it works with setting up your G guard for the Elishu, and it also works well for just that draw consistency to mill through the deck. Both beneficial, but choose which one you want for the specific situation you're going for. And for grade 2s, I run 4 Pulsar Metal Party Dragon. On Vanguard or rear, this unit cannot attack if the number of cards in your bind zone is 0, but with Drawn's effect, you're basically guaranteed to have it by the time you ride this card, and then you use its own effect. And GV1, Counterblast 1, and bind this unit face up. At the end of the battle that this unit was boosted, you may pay the cost. If you do, call up to 1 face up grade 3 and grade 1 Zodiac Time Beast from your bind zone to separate rears. So this card works really well with Proceed Sheep, since you'll bind it with this ability. After you use that, if you call it to rear with that bind effect, you're gaining additional attacks as well. And plus, like I said, good ride target on the Vanguard since it's a 10k. And I also run 3 Pulsar Cruising Dragon. With this, it's a Counterblast 1. It gets plus 2,000 if you have a Vanguard Chronojet, and then you search the top 3 cards of your deck for a Zodiac Time Beast and add to your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your deck. Search for perfect guards, things like that, things that will help with guarding next turn. And I also, just with that extra search, and also 3 Pulsar Rewind Tiger. When it's placed on rear, you Counterblast 1, choose another Zodiac Time Beast, and rest it. If you do, bind the top card of your deck face up, and if that card is Zodiac Time Beast, you draw a card, and this unit gets plus 2,000. So good 10k power on rear. Early game, it's not a generation break effect either. And all the cards in the deck are Zodiac Time Beast, so you're guaranteed to get that plus power and draw. And I also run 1 Pulsar Spearhead Unicorn. This is a call effect based on how many Zodiac Time Beasts cards you have. I would maybe run 2. I've been debating about it. Might take out 1 Rewind Tiger, or more than likely we've been thinking 1 Cruising Dragon and going just 2 and 2 with the both. But the 1 for now, just testing it. I do like Cruise more because you have better call options with cards like Avenir Phoenix and whatnot, but it's still like that option just to have. And for the grade 1s, I run 4 Steam Tamer Arca, best perfect card for the Zodiac Time Beast, all in all. It is a recycle effect from the drop zone just by binding her and then trigger to add another one back to your hand. Guards any Zodiac Time Beast as well, so the whole deck basically. But that recycle power, you don't have to worry about countercharging anymore, so she is ideally the best perfect card to use. And I also run 4 Pulsar Transit Dragon. It is a boost, put in the soul. If you have a grade 4 Vanguard or Chronojet and its card name, you pay the cost. If you do, draw a card. So you're building up your soul, draw power, getting rid of rear guard so your opponent doesn't do anything with them like lock or retire. All in all, very, very good grade 1. Great for the call as well off of Z if you put back like an opponent's starter or something like that. Love it at 4. If not, 7k ride target as well in that situation. When you need to ride it, of course. And 4 Pulsar Revolver Draco Kid. Early game, if your opponent retires, drawn, and you still need to search for Chronojet, this card, very nice. If you end up with one of the other 2 grade 3s in your hand, you just need to search for Chronojet to have the proper one. Then you can put it in the drop zone and then, use Chronojet's own bind effect for stride. And lastly, for the grade 1s, 3 Pulsar Mary Block Dragon. It is from the deck and drop zone. If your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, this card gets grade +3. So remember that when you're calling cards off of Z. And when this unit boosts, you may have this unit get +2,000 to the end of that battle for each of your other Zodiac Time Beasts. If you do, bind this face up at the end of the battle. And remember when it's in the deck or drop zone, that grade 3 effect. For the bind, comes in handy a lot for different effects in the deck as well. That call for the grade 3. And for grade 0, your starter, Crow and Drawn Z. It is they bind this card face up when your grade 2 or greater Zodiac Time Beast is placed on Vanguard. You may pay the cost. If you do, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 grade 3 or 1 card from among them, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. So grab grade 3 you need, or 1. It's an amazing starter now. Drawn really outdid himself with this ability, being able to search what you need for the game later on. And from the bind zone, GB1, choose a card from your hand, discard it, put this card in your hand if you want to reuse it, or just have it for those guard options. And then for the triggers, 4 Pulsar Thruster Bison. It is they put in a soul +3, so soul build up, power build up. Effect critical, that's a Zodiac Time Beast. Same with the Bombard Hog. This is actually a unique countercharge crit because it binds face up and then countercharge instead of putting in the soul. So it doesn't build up your soul, but still interesting how they did that for Zodiac Time Beasts. And 4 of the very broken Pulsar Hypnosis Sheep. When this unit is placed on rear from the hand to the end of the turn, this gets put this unit into your soul and choose one of your other rear guards, put it on the bottom of your deck. At the end of the battle that your unit attacked a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your other Zodiac Time Beast rear guards and stand it. So that multiple attack hit pressure with this card is just insane. You can really push for game with all the different units that you're using with this card. So you have to run 4 for sure. And lastly, for the heals, 4 Chrono Medical Hamster. With this, the obvious bind or soul charge effect, make full use of your heal triggers now. Just like this card a lot more, because it is a Zodiac Time Beast, unlike the Uluru heal that had an effect where you would run it just for the ability, but having an ability and still keeping full Zodiac Time Beast is what I really like about this deck. Now, full powered, all Zodiac Time Beast Chronojet. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Qualia out.